Hi Cambridge, as always, I hope this video finds you well. Soon, if not already, this term's parent survey will be in your inbox, Zoom, the parent survey where we ask you for your feedback on the school and how we are travelling during this pandemic year. The year where we went to supermarket in gloves and masks and then proceeded to clean the trolley and then the gloves we were wearing and then we went home and we did it all over again when we got back in the door. The year when teachers had to become superheroes and learn how to not only understand the many techno platforms available, but create lessons that were engaging, exciting, and full of energy through a screen. Every hour, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. The year when the world really realised how important school building was, how important that classroom, its feeling of belonging, where ideas flourished from incidental conversations in the playground and where hallway conversations were lost. Where you made unexpected friends, where you laughed and you cried. And how teachers desperately spent hours a day trying to bridge that gap. Endless fun. A year where we have learnt so much about what it means to be human and how we need to interact face to face with one another. Constructive feedback is a gift. So our survey is a time for you to give us feedback on what we can do in the future to improve our school. For feedback to be useful, students or the school, it needs to be immediate. That is why we call you directly when you provide us feedback. In particular, if you score us 6 or below. So actually 6 is a terrible number. So we will call you as soon as possible to see what we can do to help you. Even though we will ring you directly, what I do want to remind you about is that feedback is best when it is immediate. Telling us now that you have a concern is actually too late. You need to tell us the concern straight away. Let me give you an example. When parents, including me, do not get updated about their child's progress, in particular, if your son or your daughter is off target, we get upset. I get upset and annoyed at the school. As a parent, I want the feedback before the end of the term, not at the end of the term when it's too late. Please, 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 tell us earlier. Come to the parent morning, coffee morning, email, phone us. There are a number of options to come and speak to us. So let me go over a few things that the survey is certainly about. Student voice, where we give students the opportunity to speak up and have a say in what we do. There are numerous opportunities for them to do this through a student leadership team, student ambassadors, wellbeing team, student emails, student radio, student newsletter. It is about wellbeing. This year we have focused heavily on wellbeing, accredited this year with the Optimus Wellbeing Award. Some of those activities like house families, Take 10, mindfulness, and surveys like Pass and Upstrive has been used to help support our students. It's about personalised learning. This is where we give individual learning plans for all our diverse learners. We have 32 subject choices for students. Provide a varied curriculum, BTEC, ASDAN, GCSEs, IGs, A-level, AS level, to name a few. And it's also about preparing students. This is through the transition program we have for the grade to grade, in particular 2 to 3, 6 to 7, and 10 to 11 when students really start selecting their options, where they have 32 options to choose from. And of course, year 13 going on to university, with career counselling, use of alumni, and UniProg, for example. Then the big question. How likely are you to recommend Cambridge to a friend or a colleague? Simply a 9 and a 10 is a yes, and any score from 0 to 8 is a no. So if you're out with friends and they ask you, would you recommend Cambridge, the school that you send your children to, and you say yes, then you give the school a score of 9 or a 10. That's it. Simply a number under 9 basically tells us that you would not recommend Cambridge. That's how this particular score works. So don't be surprised when you get a call from us if you do rate us below 6, so we can find out what your concern is and hopefully find a solution to it. However, do remember, by then a lot of the time it's actually too late. So please call as soon as things happen. My kids love the school they go to, another gem school. However, I do still have to talk to the teachers at that school. However, I give them a 10 because to me, if my children love where they go to school, that is the most important thing for me as a parent. The rest, we can always work out. And finally, 2 questions about what we do well. It's always nice to be recognised, and what we can do better. And again, this question is best for me, because as a parent, I can still be a promoter for the school and give a 10, and yet still give comments about what they can work on to get better. That's it for me today. So don't forget to vote for CIS with a 10, and I thank you again for listening. As always, I leave you for now. Be safe, be generous, and be forgiving.